1989. My favorite albums of 1989, or at least the ones that I have been able to get back into my collection. I'm still missing a lot of them, but these are pivotal, I think, and very important to me. Now, a few of them I don't have. I packed them up already. Well, darn it. Happens, right? But most of them I have not packed up. I was getting ready to go, wait a minute, I got to do this video first before I go. So, yeah. When I think of 89, music was exploding. It was going in so many different directions now. Throughout the 80s, you kept seeing this. And, some were referencing back to the 60s, back to the 70s, but then going in whole new ways, with, the jangle pop. You have the shoegaze was happening. Rap was going all over the place by now. Rock was still, happening, like the Cult was there, 70s hard rock. A lot of excitement going on. So my picks, it is a variety here, but that's how I liked it. I loved, the 80s is probably my favorite decade of music. And this was a great way to say what a great finish to it. So let's begin. The very first one, De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. Such a landmark album. It took where rap was really, really very political, very angry, very violent. And there was reasons for that. They came in and says, wait, we're not helping. We're killing each other. We need to slow down. We need to quiet. Why can't we get along? And out came this album. And, again, there's a lot of, it's political also, but it's done in a much better way. Let's just calm it down. And basically the flower power rap kind of began coming. And it was a whole wave that came after this. Did it last long? No. But was it fun? Yeah, it was. And there was a lot of good music that came out from a lot of different groups. So De La Soul, that is my number 12 album. Then let's go into number 11. 11 is Lenny Kravitz's debut album, Let Love Rule. Man, talk about coming out of the gates hard. This guy loved Velvet Underground, Curtis Mayfield. He loved Lennon. He loved Hendrix. He loved Bowie. And he put it all together in this album. It's all in there. You could feel it. He is a disciple of late 60s, early 70s rock. He's not afraid to say it, and that's what he put down. And he kept to it. This is classic rock, and it's beautiful. I remember when Let Love Rule, when that single came out, I said, wow. Can you believe this song? This is incredible. Just the chorus. I mean, it was phenomenal. This is a guilty pleasure of classic rock. It really is. And, he went on. His next couple albums were just stinking outstanding. Now, I don't need all of them. A Greatest Hits does. But this thing, I really had to get this. I bought it right when it came out and go, wow. This is outstanding. So, number 11. Excuse me. Number 10. Another debut. No, this wasn't debut. This was his third album. Chris Isaak, Heart-Shaped World. This is his third album. Disciple of Roy Orbison. Pretty easy to tell when you listen to him. This guy loved Roy Orbison. David Lynch had used, him in one of his Blue Velvet, and they had this Roy Orbison, that spooky feel going on. This guy, he got it, he understood it, and he took it. It has wicked games. Nothing on the radio sounded like Wicked Games. It was so original, so out there, and hauntingly beautiful. It's just, to this day still, it's just such a moody masterpiece, his voice, I guess you could say, kind of a rich croon, sobbing croon, maybe would be the better way to say it. He does slow songs much better than faster songs, and you just feel the passion and the ache in his voice. You talk about an elegant late night soundtrack. This is it, man. This is the soundtrack of late night, and wonderful. This was a reissue that had just come out. I think it was last year on the white vinyl. Again, the original's gone, and I'm not finding it at a price. Okay, now number. You know what? I am all messed up already. God bless it. Yep, messed up. So that actually was, I got 13 albums. Well, frickin' A, man. Look at that. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. So we're going to go on this one as my number 10. Stone Roses. I didn't like it when it came out. I didn't get it. I played it a lot, trying to figure out what everyone was talking about. Why was everyone so excited about the Stone Roses? And I didn't grasp it. And then, I had it in CD. After the flood, it went out, and whatever. Last year, I went out and I bought the reissue of it. And I loved it. I couldn't get enough of it, and I still can't. I get it. I finally get it. It took 30-some years, and I figured it out. But in here, you definitely have the jangle pop, the dream, kind of happening on there. You could see where music was going, how they were changing things. And it wasn't so much the Brit pop, but I do hear a lot of that kind of the jangle pop that I really love. It was catchy. It was upbeat. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I was blown away by this. It took years. Couple decades for me to really get it. Now, it was over 30 years, I guess. Yeah, it would be 30-some years to understand the Stone Roses, and it should not have been that hard. But at the time when it came out, I go, oh, I don't know, what's the big deal? Now it's kind of the music I listen to. So yeah. All right. So I've already messed up the countdown. I've already messed that up. That didn't take long at all, but I'm back on track, so we're doing number 9. And right here, Bob Dylan. Now, I don't think I've ever put a Bob Dylan on any of these countdowns, so sorry, I'm parched. Widowmaker. The guy has a machine gun, black ale. This stuff's really smooth. That's really good. Widowmaker. Yeah. Chicks with machine guns. How can you go wrong, right? Okay. That was a commercial. They're going to pay me several $1,000s for that. So this is the very first Bob Dylan album I ever bought. Now, by 89, I'm 30 years old, and I yet to buy a Bob Dylan album. Why? I didn't like him. Simple as that. It wasn't my deal. He wasn't my kind of guy. I didn't like his voice. The songs, kind of. A couple of them I liked, but it just wasn't worth buying. And this comes out, and Rolling Stone, of course, is raving about it. It's Bob Dylan, so Rolling Stone's, you know what? The Lord comes down. Oh, I guess they panned some of his stuff, but I bought it. And I loved it. I go, wow. This is really good. Now, I rank it as one of my all-time favorite Bob Dylan albums. Now, I had an original, but, when I rebought it, I got the MoFi. Why not just go big? I got a really good price at a record store, Platinum Records down in Cincinnati, because it's a MoFi, so that thing, the spine broke. But this was some called it his comeback album, bringing it back. Daniel Lanois did produce this, and Lanois had just produced Joshua Tree. He had produced So from Peter Gabriel. Lanois was hot. He was really hot. And this just has this kind of a quiet, raging political angst in there. Not happy about materialism. It has the beautiful Most of the Time, which I think is a gorgeous song. Political World, one wonderful tune also. But yeah, I really I connected with this. First Bob Dylan album I connected with. Now I have other Bob Dylan. Is he a favorite artist? No. Do I like some of his albums? Yes, I do. Do I respect him? Yes, I do. But I just don't listen to him. This one I do listen to. I really, really like this. So that was my ninth favorite. Sorry, ninth. I can't do a countdown. Okay, so number 8, I don't have packed up. Lyle Lovett and his Large Band. That's his third album. And this was basically his kiss off to Nashville. Forget you, Nashville. We don't need you. And he comes in with this Large Band. I mean, you just have the song, The Blues Walk. And The Blues Walk is so cool because it's just this horn powered instrumental that just kicked things off. You're going, wow, what is going on with Lyle Lovett? Absolutely phenomenal. Nobody Loves Me. It's just one of the most deceptively simple cheating songs ever written. Just listen to it. It's wonderful. This album had this big band feel to it, but also country. He was doing them both. He wasn't like, this is my country album, this is my non-country album. No, we're mixing it up, we're putting it out together, and he just made such an incredible album that to this day I still find just pure excitement. It's my favorite Lyle Lovett album, Lyle Lovett and his Large Band. It's wickedly funny and very satirical lyrics, which only Lyle Lovett can do. He's the best at it. Number 7 again, Boxed Up. Bob Mould's Workbook is his debut as a solo artist. And when it first came out, you're like, oh, whooscadoo, you're thinking of that. And go, wow, this is quiet. This is really different. Where's that ooskadoo sound? And it was tough at the very start. But then you listen to it more and more, and you go, wow, I'm really liking this. I mean, it was reflective. A lot of it was acoustic. And he was purging his demons that were left over from ooskadoo, just getting rid of them, starting new. And that's what he did. And, you had the wonderful song, See the Light, just pure pop, which is what you could hear Bob Mould doing in ooskadoo. It was becoming more pop, and that's a great example of it. And then the final song, Whichever Way the Wind Blows, comes out raging on fire. It was the most incredible song. It just blew me away. That was ooskadoo. That was raging, angry ooskadoo. Any Way the Wind Blows. That sold me. That album was great. So Workbook. What a great debut by Bob Mould. Then we come down to number 6. And number 6, Stevie Ray Vaughan. And In Step. Stevie Ray Vaughan in Double Trouble. Basically, really his last album that he put out. This is my favorite Stevie Ray Vaughan one. To me, he found his voice. He finally found his songwriting voice, so we say. Made some very solid songs on here. There's a couple covers. He wrote with some other people. But this the wonderful, I mean, it has blues, soul, and rock, and he puts it all together and does it in just a great way. Just think, it has, House is Rockin'. Starts off with House is Rockin', and that is just a dynamite boogie type song. It's just incredible. Travis Walking. It's just a blistering instrumental. But my favorite, and really this could probably land in one of my top 10 favorite songs of all time, is the final track, Riviera Paradise. It's an instrumental, but it's jazz. It's really jazzy, and it's so gorgeous, and it's just soft, it's quiet, it's melodic. It takes you on a journey, and it's pure beauty. I never can play that song once. I have to hit repeat when it comes onto the car to play it again and again because it's just gorgeous. So this album really, to me, this is by far my favorite Stevie Ray Vaughan and Riviera Paradise. Absolutely perfect. Number 5. I learned about the Pixies when I bought this album. That's the first time I had listened to the Pixies. Again, Rolling Stone, hey, this came out. It's a good album. And they were right. It was a great album. Throat. Trying to keep from hacking on you. Pixies Doolittle. Their third album. There's a lot of third albums here. You notice that. It's a theme. And oh, that didn't help me, did it? This one here is an album where they kind of toned down the noise in favor of more pop songcraft and accessibility. And they did. They made a very much inaccessible album. And it put them on the map. This is the one that did it. Here Comes the Man. Here Comes the Man. Here Comes the Man is just a poppy sing-along type song. How could you not get... I mean, it's fun. Here comes the man. Do, 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 do. Pure pop. Wonderful stuff. La La Love Song. It's just kind of basically, look, it's like a surreal love song. Very nice. Wave of Mutilation. It's a... which is a pretty funny song. It's a surfy ode to driving a car into the sea. Someone had to write it, so it might as well be the Pixies, right? And then there's Debaser, which just is powerful and pounding song. And, wonderful stuff. I think Kim Deal did that one. Great album. This is what college rock was about. This is the power of college rock. Albums like this. Incredible. At number 4, Spaceman 3, Playing with Fire. This is the pinnacle of Spaceman 3, in my opinion. I think they put it all together. This is when they began to fall apart. They put together a very good album, but basically it broke them up. And but Playing with Fire is their third studio album. Another third, so everything's in threes. Here they explored both the serene and the sonic noise. They do both of them as they were kind of going off in different directions, between Sonic and Jason. They were thinking differently on what they were doing. I mean, so Pierce, what he did is he began to compose gentler tunes. More of a hushed type songs. And, excuse me, you can really hear it on, let's see. Let me go, come down softly to my soul, and the absolutely beautiful Lord, Can You Hear Me? He was taking this gospel, the gospel feel of that music and putting it in there. It's just gorgeous. It's ethereal. It's amazing music. So beautiful. Oh boy. But then you want noise? You have on here Revolution. And I mean, Revolution is a slow burn that just starts to blast out, and it gets more and more frantic as it goes. And then they got the song Suicide, which is their tribute to the group Suicide. And you can hear it in there, especially the droning and stuff going on. Outstanding. I mean, that just makes you want to, if you like Suicide, makes you want to get up and dance the best you can to Suicide. Stunning album. Stunning. To me, the best of Spaceman 3 right here, Playing with Fire. Number 3. Moving on down. Cure's Disintegration. Can't go wrong. I mean, this is packed with hits. This is when Cure suddenly became big. Cure became arena rock. This is the one that did it. It put them in there. I had actually an original there. Talk about, these are expensive to try to get again, so I'm not finding a cover on that one, shall we say. But on here, it's just, this thing is crawling. It's dark. It's seductive. It's hypnotic, I would say. It's mesmerizing. It has all of that. You know, you have, you know, songs like Pictures of You, which is soaring but yet icy. Love Song, which is really a charming pop song when you listen to that. Lullaby, just these eerie strings are in there. Very nice stuff. Fascination Street, which is pulsating and ominous. Such a well put together song. This was their commercial breakthrough and outstanding. Number 2, dark, ominous, scary, happy, fantastic. There's the originals from this. XTC, Oranges and Lemons. I always get the fruit mixed up on this. What do you see? This is psychedelic. It's like their tribute back to the Beatles. You can feel it in there. It is them just embracing psychedelic music, and they really do a great job. There's lots of backward guitars. There's lots of sound effects, head spinning, eccentric arrangements. It's all in there. Great, fun stuff. Wonderfully crafted songs. It is, you know, you have Mayor of Simpleton. You have Garden of Earthly Delights. One in the Million. This Joy and Happiness. Dark on the Cure. Just this happy feeling type of album. You put this on and you just smile and sing along choruses. It's just so good, so well put together. That's my number 2. And number 1, oh, I'm not going to pull it out. This is the actual kind of the box set of it. You can see it. Lou Reed, New York. I do have I actually have an original of this one I brought back in. My favorite Lou Reed album by far, one of my all-time favorite albums by far. Lou Reed was angry. He was mad at what was going on, and he wrote about it. He was not happy. He looked at New York City, and he wrote what he saw, and it wasn't good. And he didn't pull any punches on this whole thing. You know, he was crabby anyway, so this was perfect. But he wrote it in such a good way, and these songs are catchy. They're memorable. They stick in your head, which is the way a good song should do. He was on fire when he did this. And his next couple albums were very strong, like Ecstasy. Of course, he did the one with John Cale, you know, about Andy Warhol. But Romeo and Juliet, Halloween Parade, Dirty Boulevard, Busload of Faith. I mean, he was looking at everything and just saying what is going on, from religion to politics to social injustice. It was all on there, done in such a great way, and still catchy and enjoyable. By far my favorite album of that year, and one that I will go back to again and again and again. So that's 1989. I tell you, it was an incredibly good year. I have a lot more albums from 89. Many I still want to try to get. I'll be able to find them, but you know, not easy. But great year for music. So thanks for sticking with me. Bye.